And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we would ask that you please rise for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem to be performed by Glee London.
Proceeds from tonight's 50-50 draw will support Parkinson's Society, Southwestern Ontario, and fund support services, education, advocacy, and research. All funds raised today will stay in Southwestern Ontario. Tickets can be purchased from Parkinson's Society volunteers in the concourse until the start of the third period.
We step through these doors to the second we soar. Invasion of power, locked and limited and ready to roar. Beyond the now is how we change our lives, the world. We change it all with a story of vision. Power and community, driving opportunity. We are champions, break barriers, break ground. Breaking everything we thought we were. Peace and challenge, and we will own it, claim it, build to the sky, watch us ignite. Bold and want to lead, we are part of the land, the city, the sky, the trees. Free to educate, create, and innovate, shape our landscape. With open hearts and minds, we rise agile like a belly. For one decade and next, the passion of no bounds. Focusing on the next dream, lead you right around the world and back. To the community that excites us, drives us. We are big, we are big, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special alumnus joining us today. Please welcome Fanshawe alumnus Nick Paparella.
Thank you very much. How is everyone doing out there? All right, come on, let's hear it, London fans. You are here on a very, very special night. It is Fanshawe College Night. They are the sponsors, but also, folks, this year, Fanshawe College has celebrated its 50th anniversary. Let's hear it for all the staff here, all the students, and all the alumni. Come on! And I too am a very, very proud Fanshawe alumni. Here we go. I'm wearing this jacket. I got my red shirt on underneath my Fanshawe red. But this jacket is 40 years old, almost 40 years old. It was worn by one of the captains on the championship team, the basketball championship team. The owner of the Lightning, Vito Franchia, wore this jacket, folks, 38 years ago. How many years ago, Vito, how many pounds ago was this jacket? And guys, right now, I just want to let you know that Fanshawe College is gearing up to showcase its 200+ programs at its annual Spring Open House March 24th. So again, folks, if you want to check out the 200+ programs that fine institution offers, please check it out March 24th. One more big round of applause, folks, for the staff, students, and alumni here from Niagara. Come on. And we have some very special guests here as well. The Grand Poobah, the president of Fanshawe College, Peter Devlin, is here. Let's hear it for him. Freddie the Falcon is here. Let's hear it for Freddie. Come on. And the captains of the men's and women's basketball teams, let's hear it for Chris and Allie. Come on. Allie, come on up here for a second. How about hopefully we want to see maybe some of this championship. How's it look on him, folks? There you go. How's it look on her? There you go. Hopefully some of that championship people are wear off on it. Okay, we want to call up from the River Lions, Dwayne Smith. Come on up, Dwayne. And from the Lightning, Brian and Pinky Bay. Come on up, Brian.
Alan, the only advice I'll give is maybe lean this throw a little bit to your right, okay? Just a little bit to your right. Well done, thanks from John Allen.
Chris and Freddie the Falcon. And as always, folks, go Lightning!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Niagara River Lions. At guard at 6'3" from Illinois, number 0, Jalen Tate. At guard at 6'4" from Carleton, number 11, Connor Wood. At forward at 6'9" from St. Joseph's, number 3, C.J. Aiken. At forward at 6'6" from Carleton, number 9, Guillaume Payette-Ducard. And at forward at 6'8" from Wichita State, number 34, Carl Hall. The head coach of the Niagara River Lions is Joe Rasso. And now, fans, powered by Dance Extreme, would you please welcome to the floor your Lightning Dance Pass?
Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the hometown London Lightning facing the Niagara River Lions from here at Budweiser Gardens. Snowy evening, but a great turnout tonight for Fanshawe alumni night.
We got the upper bowl open, nice and loud crowd so far here tonight, and I think both teams kind of know what they're getting into here. When you get that hype, energetic London crowd, both teams have seen this before. Of course, Niagara gets loud too in the Lions' den. But it should be an interesting matchup between these two teams. Of course, London having a bit of struggles lately, looking to turn it around against a Niagara team that's been very competitive all year.
Yes, London losers of 3 straight after rambling off 12 wins just a week and a half ago. Finishing that winning streak. Niagara coming off 2 straight wins themselves, looking to get themselves to 500 with a win tonight. Big notes here for the London Lightning. No Royce White this evening.
Yep, he's still dealing with family matters back in Minnesota. No ETA on his return. But you know what? It's actually been okay because they've had a little bit of a boost come in with the return of Julian Boyd to the London lineup.
Also inactive tonight for the Lightning is Martin Dixon Green. Brian Akinkube, originally listed as inactive, will be playing.
Yeah, basically a swap of 2 guys who have done really good work on the bench. It's a matter of what they feel they need. Going against Niagara, a guy like Sam Muldrow makes sense. They feel like they want to add some size. Take Martin Dixon Green, have him take a night off, bring Akinkube in. And Akinkube has been a really stellar player for them this year, too.
All right, so the game begins with a tip-off going the River Lions' way. That's Jalen Tate with the ball. And Tate again holding on to the ball. Doesn't lose control, but Connor Wood picks it up. And that's a 3-ball from CJ Aiken.
Yeah, Aiken, a newer player for the Niagara River Lions, a guy who's been able to come in and contribute nicely. Still looking to find a bit of a groove with the River Lions team. A lot of changes for this team lately. All of them are trying to kind of figure out how they all work together right now.
Anderson flips over, and that's Bolden in. And I believe we missed a call there. Looks like an offensive foul on the Lightning, so no basket there. River Lions will take over.
I think that might have actually been out of bounds, the old clip in the heel on the out of bounds line that we see here.
So Tate moving the ball up the court. Tate making his way to the interior. Swings back out to Boucard. Boucard over to Tate. Tate finds Carl Hall, trying to bully his way on the interior. Julian Boyd not giving him much space, and that doesn't go over.
Excellent defense from Boyd right there. Did not give up position, didn't let Hall find a spot.
And that's Ryan Anderson moving inside. And Garrett Williamson trying to attack the rim. He'll get fouled there on his attempt.
And we've seen him do that so many times. Williamson's so good at finding that contact, getting himself to the free throw line. I'd say almost half his points seem to come from there. He gets there with such frequency, and he's going to shoot 2 here.
And Williamson really having probably his best season with the Lightning in terms of pure stats this year.
You know, it's funny, too, because he won Canadian of the Year, and I think his scoring numbers were higher that season as well. But I think in terms of his game-to-game consistency, his all-around game, this has been by far his most impressive year, shooting 55% from the field, averaging just a shade over 17 points a game. He's been an excellent player for this Lightning team for a lot of years, and I think this might be one of his finest.
So Williamson will sink 1 of 2 buckets. The fans sit down with the Lightning's first point. That's Herring Jr. with the steal. He's going to attack the rim, and that layup will go.
And this is when the Lightning are most scary. When they get that momentum, when they have this big crowd, they're going to want to try to maintain it. Look for Niagara to kind of slow things down a bit here and see if they can sap the crowd of some energy. Or give him an open lane. Oh, my.
He goes across the floor himself, but the pass a little too hot for CJ Aiken there. That'll be a turnover.
I think even Tate was surprised by how much space he was given there. He just saw an open lane. I was like, heck, I'll just go on my own.
So Herring Jr. up the court for the Lightning. That's Ryan Anderson with the ball. Loses it in his feet, but recovers. Flips it over to Boyd. That pass was deflected. Boyd going for the floater. He'll grab his own rebound. Back to the rim. No good there. Carl Hall in there. Very tight, yes. So that's Jalen Tate with the ball now. Trying to move around Herring Jr. That's a free shot to the rim.
Beautiful. I'm a big fan of Jalen Tate's game. Just one of the steadiest, most solid point guards, able to do everything that you want out of your point guard. A real boon to this Niagara River Lions team to have him.
So the deep two from Julian Boyd misses, and the ball goes out of bounds on the River Lions rebound attempt. Anderson to inbound here. He'll flip it over to Bolden, and probably about the easiest bucket you'll see all season there.
Don't know exactly what happened there. I think the River Lions caught napping a bit, and Bolden wide open there.
So this is impressive Canadian, Guillaume Boucard with the ball right now.
Definitely in the discussion for Canadian of the Year this year. One of the top players from Canada that we've had here, and a Carleton grad, youth sports grad to boot.
So CJ Aiken, Williamson tight on him. Moves over to Connor Wood. Wood will take a deep three, and that's no good off the rim. Tons of lightning there for the rebound. Williamson's going to move down the court. Flips over to Herring Jr. in that corner three, and that's a good ball.
And a perfect pass. Williamson hit it right in the chest, caught him in rhythm, and Herring Jr. able to connect. Picture perfect play by the Lightning right there.
So Tate over to Carl Hall. Makes a decision from the free throw line. CJ Aiken won't take that shot. Boucard's going to take it in the interior himself. He loses it. Williamson with the wide open flush at the rim.
That's going to be a quick timeout there from Niagara, and they need to take it. You know, with a crowd this big, if you're going to give London big plays like that, you're going to get this crowd into it. If the crowd gets into it, that feeds the Lightning. So I think this is a good timeout here by Coach Rasso. Just settle the troops down a bit. Make sure everything's calmed down, because Lightning were really rolling there.
Yeah, the Lightning, and really making it look easy too. Really started with that inbounds pass with the easy bucket to Bolden, the quick three from Herring Jr., and then just a bad turnover that led to the Williamson dunk.
And the Lightning have been a bit of a team where if it rains, it pours. You don't really see the scoring so much spread out. They usually go in bursts. And I think that was definitely the start of one of those bursts. And you want to make sure you put an end to that now before it gets out of hand and you're playing from behind the rest of the first quarter.
So we'll work through this timeout, and really a Niagara team that doesn't say have a standout superstar, really scoring by committee on the bench over there. And whereas the Lightning, you know, you can count on 2 or 3 guys for a big bucket to really get the team in the game.
Well, I mean, the Lightning in their last game, they lost to Windsor, but almost all the scoring was done by 4 guys. Whereas with the River Lions, you tend to see a little bit more spread out. They've got a lot of shooters on this team, guys like Wood, guys like Hooper, who can come in, make a bunch of quick shots, and just really space the floor out for your big guys. I know Muldrow's been working through some injuries lately, and I know they've got they aren't necessarily leaning on their big men, but they do like to be able to space the floor. Boucard's excellent at cutting to the rim, so if they can make those outside shots early and open things out for a guy like Boucard to cut in, they're going to be balling here.
All right, so from returning from the timeout here, Connor Wood to inbound. Jalen Tate corrects traffic down the floor. Crosses the timeline himself. Over to Carl Hall. Hall flipping over to Connor Wood. Wood looking for Hall on the interior. Julian Boyd overplays the pass there. Gets lucky. Carl Hall grabs his own rebound, though, and finds the bucket.
Doug Herring took an elbow in the face there. He's a little shooken up. I think he'll be fine, but definitely got caught there on the chin.
So Doug Herring Jr. The River Lions still looking a little miscommunications there on defense. And Williamson goes in a little too hard on the layup, looking for a call there, but he won't get it from the referees. CJ Aiken. That won't go. Williamson with the rebound. Williamson, he moves in. He'll get the foul, though, and that, I believe, is Jalen Tate fell over to the cameraman down there.
Yeah, cameraman and a sign, just everything laid out for a trip there. Looks like he'll be okay. But again, Williamson's so good at getting himself to the foul line. Even if he doesn't make the bucket, he's always hunting the chest. He's always looking to make that contact and get himself to the free throw line. So you know, it's almost like the layup is secondary to him getting to the line. That's the primary goal, it seems, when he goes to the rim. And anything else he gets on top of that is bonus.
So Williamson to shoot 2. And only 1 of 2 again for Williamson.
Got to make your free throws, kids.
So that's Boucard with the ball inside to Carl Hall. He makes a tough move in on Julian Boyd, but he'll spin out. Connor Wood over to Tate. Tate with the three. That ball no good. Bolden with the rebound. Anderson moving it down all the way over to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. inside to Julian Boyd. Julian Boyd will take a jumper over Carl Hall. That's no good. Boucard with the rebound. Swings it over to Jalen Tate. Tate directing some traffic here. Carl Hall. Julian Boyd in tight on him, not giving him much decision.
I think Hall was further away from the basket than he wanted to be there. Boyd's definitely seen the tape on Hall tonight.
So Hall feeds Boucard for a three. That's no good. Herring Jr. across the timeline quickly here. And they're just going to give Herring Jr. an open three, and he comes up short on it, but Williamson with the rebound to Anderson. And really just another defensive lapse there for the River Lions. Herring Jr. probably could have taken another 3 or 4 seconds to line up the shot if he wanted. And that finger roll from Julian Boyd won't go. River Lions with the rebound.
You know, if the Lightning were able to convert on their chances, this could be an even bigger lead for them right now. They've had a lot of opportunities.
Boucard feeding Connor Wood for the three. And that's a good ball. And about halfway through the quarter, we've got a 1-point Lightning lead, 11-10. Bolden over to Anderson. Anderson back to Bolden. Thinks about the three. Passes out almost to the referee. Herring Jr. smart recovers that. And Williamson will get the layup. A tough shot, but well done by Garrett Williamson.
So beautiful.
And the crowd really helping the team in here. Haven't really quieted since the start of the game. And a pretty good turnout despite the weather outside. And that's Anderson with a deep three, and he'll find that right over Boucard.
More importantly, they got the crowd right back into it. It was a little bit of a lull there, but 2 nice plays. Don't count Niagara out, though. We mentioned those shooters. They're always just a couple shots away when they have so many guys who can shoot from long range.
So Jalen Tate looking to make a move here. Sets the dribble inside to Carl Hall. Hall back and Julian Boyd up. He'll lose control of it, though. Ryan Anderson loses the ball. He swings over to Herring Jr. Garrett Williamson with the finish. What a set of passing plays there by the Lightning.
Just a little Harlem Globetrotter pass right there. Beautiful job by the Lightning. And I gotta say, Julian Boyd's doing an excellent job defensively right now. He's created a lot of problems for Niagara.
Yeah, it really looks like Niagara is attempting to get Carl Hall in down low to suck the Lightning in for some help. And Mo Bolden coming in for a big block, but it looks like, I believe, Boyd's going to pick up the foul there. And really just some defensive lapses and early turnovers for Niagara have put them in this hole. Not out of it yet, still only an 8-point deficit, and obviously only in the first quarter, but they're really going to need to tighten up their game if they want to stay in this. So we're going to get a handful of substitutions on both sides here.
Johnson, Capers, Williams Jr. for London. Muldrow, Clee for Niagara there.
So Carl Hall misses first free throw, and the London Lightning fans let him, they show their appreciation. And he will go 1 of 2, though. All right, substitutions all in check here. So Carl Hall actually going to come off after his free throws there for Devonta Pollard. Anderson inside to Capers. Capers finishes with the big jam. And really, the Lightning doing a great job tonight at making space in that interior.
Well, they're getting those opportunities inside, and it's funny. I think Niagara's a little scared of the guys like Anderson and guys like Friesen who can shoot from long range. Guys like Kyle Johnson as well. I think Niagara's almost overcompensating for them, and they're letting London have shots inside.
So Jalen Tate takes the three from the top of the arc, and that finds its way in. Bolden moving quickly down the court. He's going to take it in himself. A long-distance layup, really, that just maybe an ill-advised shot there. And Clee gets in quickly there for another bucket. And the River Lions with some substitutions coming out quick, attacking the Lightning here. Marcus Capers on the floor now, flips it over to Bolden. Bolden inside to, that's Kirk Williams Jr. he'll find the basket. And Marcus Capers picks up a hold there.
Yeah, just a little too physical on defense there as we see more substitutions. Johanny Dallenberg into the game, Ryan Anderson taking a breather, as well as Mo Bolden. We're also going to have Junior Cadogan on the court for the London Lightning. Unfamiliar number for him.
Yeah, Junior Cadogan wearing Royce White's number this evening. And Klee moving down the floor. He almost loses control of the ball. It must be a little slick out there tonight or something. Really, both teams having trouble with the handles. Oh, and a great defensive move by Capers there to push that pass away.
Good defense from the Lightning there. They were all very active defensively, making the right switches on that play. You know, it's funny, we often associate London with their offense, but I think tonight, so far at least, has been a really nice defensive effort from them.
So Jalen Tate comes off the floor, and that's the last of the starters, and that is Ronnie Johnson in for him, and that's a deep ball from the River Lions, and they're heating up their shooters now. So Cadogan directing traffic down the floor. And Kyle Johnson can't handle the pass there, so a turnover for the Lightning.
Again, it's just kind of the miscues for London. They're having a great quarter, but unfortunately they could be up by even more than this if they were able to just take advantage of some of their opportunities that they haven't been able to.
So Ronnie Johnson moving down the floor. They'll swing out. And that is Sam Muldrow with the deep three, and back to a one-point game here.
Underrated aspect of Muldrow's game. Not only is he a big man and a shot blocker on the inside, but he's also got that long-range shot to keep a defense on their toes.
So Kirk William Jr. moving into the interior, playing tough on Pollard, and he'll get the layup off the glass. A great move there.
Real physical play from Kirk Williams Jr. there. He really thrives on crashing and banging down low in the post.
So Ronnie Johnson trying to make a tough move past Junior Cadogan. Cadogan will foul him on the way. Clearly, the number 5 jersey must have gotten lost in the wash this evening. All right, so that's Ronnie Johnson looking to move tough into the interior again. Cadogan challenges the shot, but that'll go. Ronnie Johnson showing off his speed since coming off the bench. Cadogan going to give him one back. He shoots that pass over to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson, corner three, no good. Dallenberg tries for the rebound. Ronnie Johnson comes up with it, though. Ronnie Johnson again moving in quick, but he'll lose the ball off his toe, and the Lightning will take over. The Lightning almost look like they're struggling with the speed of Ronnie Johnson there.
Yeah, he's been getting a couple of good looks there. You almost wish he slowed down a bit so he's not dribbling off the foot, unfortunately. But he's showing off that speed, and he's a guy who hasn't been with the team terribly long, as we see a big bump right there. Looked like a little bit of knee on knee.
Yeah.
Nothing intentional, just unfortunate.
Kyle Johnson, he'll get up, though. Maybe just a little bit of a Charlie horse there, hopefully.
Caught the clean knee.
So that'll be a foul on Klee. Capers to inbound. Shoots it over to Cadogan. Cadogan's going to take a three. That's no good. A little bit short. Klee with the rebound. Kirk Williams Jr. trying to sneak up behind for the turnover. No good. Klee inside there to Muldrow. Dallenberg and tough on the veteran. Muldrow finds it. No good, actually. Rebound. Kyle Johnson. Sets up the screen. Thinks about three ball. He'll take it. And it thought about coming out, and then it decided to stay. So just a minute left here in the first quarter. The Lightning up by 4, 27-23 over the River Lions. Ronnie Johnson over to Pollard. Pollard swings back to Johnson. Johnson inside to Pollard. He's open. Dallenberg in there. Tough, though. And the bucket takes a couple bounces. No good, but the rebound by Pollard, and again grabs the rebound. Johnson, no good. Roca with the three ball. That's a good bucket.
Great ball movement there by the River Lions, recognizing it. You make that one extra pass, and you turn a good shot into a great shot.
So Cadogan up the court. And looks like this will be last shot. No, just about a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. Dugan in tough. He's going to give it way. 2 seconds. We need a shot here. Kyle Johnson with a deep three. No good. And that'll be a shot clock violation there by the Lightning.
Yeah, I think they weren't realizing that the shot clock was still a factor. I think they were working off of the game clock a bit there.
So the River Lions with 2 seconds here for a shot. Pollard, he'll take a three, and no, comes up short. Looks like Dallenberg may have changed the direction of the shot. A great first half here in London. The Lightning leading the River Lions 27-26. We will join you for the start of the second quarter. All right, folks, welcome back to the Knockstrom TV broadcast of the London Lightning versus the Niagara River Lions. We begin the second quarter with the Lightning up 1 point and possession of the ball. Anderson moving down the court. Anderson flips inside to Garrett Williamson. Williamson throwing up. Oh, and he misses the mean dunk to Mo Bolden. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the handle there. And Ronnie Johnson moving into the interior, once again trying to use his speed to make trouble for the Lightning, and Ryan Anderson is going to pick up the foul there. And really a tale of two halves in the first quarter there. Once the starters came off, the Lightning really gave away their lead there, so just down to a 1 point lead for the Lightning.
You know, I think Coach Rasso did a good job of stifling the momentum when London really started to get on those runs there. Called the timeout, settled things down. I think it was really good controlled coaching from the Niagara River Lions.
So Roca with the ball here. He'll move into the interior. Garrett Williamson playing some tough defense on him, and that shot will not go. Doug Herring Jr. looking for a friend. All the other Lightning eager to move up court.
They're all thinking offense. They're all waiting for that three.
And, oh, wow, really a ill-advised pass there from Herring Jr., but Kyle Johnson does collect it. Ryan Anderson trying to make some moves, get past Klee. Anderson, some great ball movement, and he'll take a deep three, and that'll find, oh no, they're going to say foot on the line. That'll just be a deep two.
Great play, though. He wanted that matchup the whole possession there.
So Muldrow shoots over to Johnson. Johnson inside to Muldrow. Muldrow takes the deep 2. No good. Mo Bolden with the rebound. Herring Jr. over to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson tries to move tough, but Ronnie Johnson playing tough on him, not letting him take that inside. Garrett Williamson with a great move, fakes the pass, and the reverse lay-in. A phenomenal move by Garrett Williamson.
Just excellent play, and my goodness, Garrett Williamson's having himself a game tonight.
So Klee being guarded tightly by Anderson. Shoots back out to Muldrow. Muldrow thinks about the 3. He'll take a step in, though. Deep 2 won't go. Rebound by Herring Jr. And he wants to move the ball quickly up the court. He's going to take it in himself to the interior, off the glass and in. End to end from Herring Jr.
Another beautiful play, and we're seeing how London scores in spurts. This is another little burst from them. And you just kind of have to hang on when London gets rolling like this and see if you can force some stops, get the defense back under control here.
All right, so Ronnie Johnson's going to take the deep 3, finds itself.
That helps too.
And Kyle Johnson, he'll take the 3 ball, and Niagara really lazy getting back there. The Lightning caught them off guard.
Yeah, you can't fall asleep there. You can't be patting yourselves on the back after a 3. You got to get back, and Kyle Johnson able to take advantage.
So Ronnie Johnson, he'll move. Roca inside to Muldrow. Bolden tight on him. Not giving him an inch. Really, in a double team there. Muldrow, no good. Too strong off the back of the rim.
London's interior defense has been phenomenal all game. They're just doing a really good job of limiting what Niagara can do. Niagara has the shooters that they can play that on the perimeter and be okay with that for a whole game. But you're limiting them. You're keeping them to have to make those 3s as opposed to using it as a luxury. So anytime that Niagara's trying to go inside, London's ready for it, and they're basically turning it into a possession that doesn't end in points almost every time that Niagara tries to go inside.
So that was the out-of-bounds ball on Niagara. Lightning trying to increase the lead here. Kyle Johnson backing up Ronnie Johnson, and that's an air ball.
Just a little out of control on that possession. See, now you can go inside. You've got Pollard matched up on Williamson. They didn't find him, though.
And deep 3 ball, no good there, out of bounds. Ronnie Johnson, and looks like the River Lions getting a little bigger there. Devonta Pollard and Carl Hall on the floor now, trying to prevent that interior attack from the Lightning.
You can go inside. I'm not saying they shouldn't be going inside, but you have to be able to pick the right opportunities.
Anderson with a deep 3, that's no good off the glass. Pollard with the rebound. And really, the Lightning, an unusual year shooting for them. They second worst percentage in the league from 3-point range, yet one of the best teams shooting from the field.
And it's impressive, too, considering that's been their bread and butter for years, has been the 3-point shooting. To see such a shift is almost jarring. It's a stat that I almost didn't believe until I had it brought to my attention and I saw that.
So Boucard makes the pass inside to Ronnie Johnson, who steps out and takes a deep 2. Herring Jr. directing traffic. Anderson with the ball. Inside to Garrett Williamson. And we're going to get a foul here. It looks like C.J. Aiken.
I think they're going to say it's on the floor. I don't think he's going to go to the line here. No basket.
No, so we'll get an inbounds pass here.
Joel Friesen-Laddie checking into the game.
Yeah,
for Kyle Johnson.
Friesen, his first action in the game.
It's just with London, they've got so many wing players. There's always going to be a night where someone doesn't get maybe all the minutes that we've seen them play up to. There's just so many guys who are able to play that wing game for the Lightning.
So Ryan Anderson with the ball. Really a mismatch there on Ronnie Johnson. He finds space in between, but chooses to pass off. Friesen-Laddie with the ball. And really a lot of crazy pass. Oh, and Anderson steps on that line. Those refs really working hard on that line today.
And again, the court here, I find there's more out-of-bounds calls here in London than any other court, just because it doesn't have, usually there's a colored border around the out-of-bounds lines. Here it's just that thin black line, and that's all you see. So I think a lot of guys kind of miss that in their peripheral vision there.
So Jalen Tate back on the floor with Ronnie Johnson stepping off. Connor Wood takes a deep 3 over Williamson, and that's going to find its way in. And we've got a 2-point lead for the Lightning here, 36-34. 7.5 to go. Herring Jr. moving the ball in. He's going to take it himself. Shoots it over to Friesen Laddie. Friesen Laddie with the 3 ball. No good. That's Aiken with the rebound. Tate up the floor. Almost loses the handle. Over to Boucard. Boucard shoots back out to Tate. Tate with the 3 ball. That's no good. Anderson with the rebound.
Excellent ball movement, and you wish that would get rewarded.
Williamson shoots out to Herring Jr. Anderson with the deep 3 ball. That's no good. Aiken with the rebound.
You could tell how deep the shot was because the whole crowd went, whoa. Couldn't believe that one.
So Tate over to Carl Hall. Back out to Tate.
I think now's the time you go inside to Hall again. You've got the matchup on Williamson.
Tate with the deep 2, no good. Bolden tips the ball over to Friesen Laddie. Back to Herring Jr. He'll lose the handle and resettle. Thinks about a 3 ball. Anderson inside to Mo Bolden.
Mouse in the house. Good double team by Hall.
Herring Jr. looks to make a move on Connor Wood. And Hill's yet the floater in for 2.
And that's a frustrating one for a coach because you can't defend that any better. But Doug Herring Jr. making the exceptional shot.
And there they go inside to Carl Hall. Mo Bolden will pick up the foul on him. And really recognizing the mismatch there. Bolden, a great defender, lots of length, but Carl Hall, a very big man. Won't be a shooting foul. We'll just have an inbounds here.
You know, it's been the Riverlions we've seen trying to go inside, but London 22 points in the paint compared to only 6 for the Riverlions.
So Tate shoots inside to Aiken. Aiken not ready for the ball, though, so the Lightning will get the turnover there. And we'll take a break halfway here through the quarter. This is Knoxstrom TV. We'll be back in 1 minute. All right, and we're back from the TV timeout. I'm Brennan Jameson on play-by-play. My friend Chris Croucher here on color. And the Lightning out of that TV timeout with a 4-point lead over the River Lions. And Friesen Laddie, Herring Jr. moving up the court together. Herring Jr. looked for the alley-oop there to Mo Bolden. He was ready for it, but the pass did not come. Bolden trying to make that move on the inside over Carl Hall, and that 2-point won't go, but Julian Boyd in there with the flush.
Big play from Julian Boyd, who's really showing no rust from returning from his injury. Almost missed an entire calendar year due to a knee injury, and he's back. Had 18 points in his debut here at Bud Gardens. That was on Thursday against Windsor. And really some key moments in that game. He was the one that stepped up and got the Lightning back within shooting range of that Windsor game.
All right, so Carl Hall going to play in tough on Julian Boyd, a matchup we are going to watch closely the rest of the game. CJ Aiken with the 2. That's no good. Lightning, they will lose the rebound there, sorry. Friesen Laddie. goes out off his fingertips. And we've mentioned Garrett Williamson, already at double-digit points on the bench now, though.
Well, I mean, he deserves a breather after the way he played in that first quarter. A really big part of this Lightning lead.
And a quick pass in there to Connor Wood. That's not going to go. Julian Boyd's going to collect the rebound. Boyd flipping over. Connor Wood plays that perfectly, and it'll go out off his fingertips.
Read that one like a DB, had his eyes on him, and was waiting for that pass.
So Friesen Laddie here with the inbound. Over to Julian Boyd. And Friesen Laddie back to Boyd. Boyd to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. He's going to take a three. Oh, no. What a great move. Two men step up on the three ball. Julian Boyd sitting there saying, it's my turn.
Oh, man, was he ever open, too. And we saw the Lightning use that play effectively in that first quarter, going right back to it. And why not if you're going to have open shots like that?
So Jalen Tate and Carl Hall, a big man, but just not that big.
A little bit too much adrenaline from Niagara there. They wanted some real answer points right there, and I think they just got a little too excited.
All right, so we'll have a substitution here. C.J. Aiken's going to go off the floor. Sam Muldrow back in the game for the River Lions. Herring Jr. over to Julian Boyd. Boyd over to Bolden. Bolden thinking shot. He'll give it back to Herring Jr., though. And Herring Jr., a three of his own, no good. Bolden finds the rebound. Bolden, and
took too many steps there.
Yeah, just a few too many steps there for Bolden. So a turnover for the Lightning.
Mo Bolden, the guy who kind of came in later in the year due to an injury, but he's really earned the trust of Coach Keith Vassell. He's been playing major minutes, probably the most minutes he's seen in his NBL career.
And Jalen Tate with a three, wide open, no good.
It's going to be a foul on Hall there, pushed on the back to get that rebound.
So a turnover the other way for the River Lions. And Joel Friesen Laddie will give way for Herring Jr. Moves over the timeline. Herring Jr. over to Laddie. And he's going to get in Connor Wood's grill. And Bolden's going to go baseline.
Yeah, they're going to say he was out of bounds, but I think they're going to call the foul on Muldrow for pushing him that way. So that's going to be a foul on the floor there, Lightning ball. Second on Muldrow.
Herring Jr. over to the corner for Marcus Capers. Capers moving in tough on Tate. Out to Julian Boyd. He'll take a step. A nice pass behind the back to Capers. No good. Herring Jr. with the finish, though. Really some nifty passing today from the Lightning.
This is just a team that seems like they're in way better sync than they were for most of that Windsor game. Team that's really clicking right now.
So Boucard with the ball. Shoots over to Muldrow. Muldrow with an open three. And that's a good bucket.
And you can't leave Muldrow open. I know a lot of people forget that he has that shot. He will bury it if you leave him that open. All you got to do is get a hand in his face. It's not an automatic shot. So if you can at least contest it.
Friesen Laddie with the three ball right back the other way for the Lightning. Really a game so far of anything you can do, I can do better for the Lightning. Really seem to have an answer for the River Lions so far.
Well, just about every punch that the River Lions have given has been met by an almost equally hard counter punch from the Lightning. And that's just another example of it where the River Lions hit, and the Lightning hit back a little harder there.
So Marcus Capers is going to pick up the grab there on Jalen Tate. And we're seeing Dwayne Smith for the first time in the game here for the River Lions, number 32.
I think we got one more sub coming in, Johanny Dallenberg.
So Mo Bolden will step off the floor for him. And the River Lions with the inbound here. Jalen Tate making that move, uses his speed, passes back out to Smith. Smith will take a shot from just inside the arc. And Muldrow tried to go over for Lightning there for the rebound, but just the numbers game caught up to him. And Friesen Laddie moves in tough in the interior. And that shot will be rejected, but it'll go out of bounds off of River Lions.
Was it out of bounds or are they calling a foul?
Looks like just an out of bounds call.
Yeah, I
here.
agree.
Really a good effort by Friesen Laddie, but 2 or 3 hands in there for the River Lions. That would have been an impressive shot if he'd made it.
Very tough one. Obviously, by the way he landed, you could see how difficult it was.
So behind the back pass, which doesn't find its way. Tate with the turnover. Connor Wood on the interior to Dwayne Smith, and that'll find its way.
I've seen London try that behind the back a lot in this game. I was wondering if it would bite him at some point, and that time it just did.
So 2 minutes left in the second quarter here. And you got a 47-39 Lightning lead. Marcus Capers loses handle on the ball, but Herring Jr. able to recover for him. And Boucard playing that pass very well right over the back of Marcus Capers. He's going to take it himself, tries for a tough layup. That's no good. And then we're going to pick up a foul here, I believe, on Dwayne Smith.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that one on Smith. With Boucard, you kind of wish he would have kicked that out rather than go 1-on-2 there. That's one you kind of got to recognize. At the same time, on the defensive end, you got to love the active hands. You can't really feel comfortable anytime Boucard's covering you because he's always going to be looking for that opportunity to steal the ball.
So the Lightning grab the turnover with the foul on Smith there. Herring Jr. slowing things down a little bit with time winding down in the half. Friesen Laddie inside to Julian Boyd. Boyd will take the jumper from the key. And
that's going to be on Dallenberg.
Dallenberg, yeah, going to pick up the offensive foul. Getting a little physical down there underneath. Really both teams, well, the Lightning especially really getting into the interior and making some moves, and I think we're probably going to see a physical game from here on out to prevent both teams.
And considering how physical it's been, a little shocking. Team fouls only at 4-4 in this quarter, so no one really close to the limit yet.
So Jalen Tate, he'll feed Dwayne Smith under the rim. Muldrow once again doesn't take the three, and Muldrow steps on the line. That's our third one of that same side line. And really shocking that Muldrow didn't take the three there. He's made a couple so far this game, and he really did have a wide open shot there.
Yeah, and I think that time he knew that they'd be looking for it, so he's just trying to switch it up there, but sometimes you just got to shoot your shot.
So Herring Jr., he'll move tough into the rim himself, shoots that pass over to Anderson.
He almost made it.
Almost made it from behind the backboard. But
out of bounds anyway, but that would have been really impressive.
I believe the crowd might have supported him on that one. So Jalen Tate, we're down under a minute here left. And really a lot of missed opportunities for both teams in these last couple of minutes. Shots not falling, bad turnovers, and bad fouls both ways. Jalen Tate moving tough into the interior, loses control. Dwayne Smith will take it. He's looking for a two over top of Julian Boyd, and impressive. Did he call it off the glass, though?
I was going to say, did he call bank? That's what's important. Otherwise, I got to take that off the scoreboard.
So down under 30 seconds here. Herring Jr. is going to hopefully make an attempt to the rim. No, Boucard again trying to play the pass. And Julian Boyd just ran into a wall of Dwayne Smith there, but he's good, back on his feet quickly. That's good to see.
Yeah, heavy collision. I'm glad to see both guys get up from that one, okay. But Guillaume Boucard, he's a hawk on defense. He's looking for those opportunities, and he does a good job of. It's one thing to have a guy who always goes for steals, but you always risk getting burned when you do it. He's a guy who makes really smart gambles. So he doesn't really take any risks. You don't really see him get burned too many times doing that.
And Connor Wood's going to pick up the foul here, holding Ryan Anderson trying to move around the corner.
Well, that's what I get for saying no one really close to the limit. 2 quick fouls, and here we are.
With just 20 seconds left in the quarter. Shouldn't affect them that much unless they give us one more foul here, but hey, crazier things have happened. So about a 3-second difference, shot clock, game clock here. Herring Jr. passes out to Friesen Laddie. Friesen Laddie, not a lot of time left to make that shot. Somebody's gotta. And a big dunk by Yoani Dallenberg. Just as the clock ticks 0. And an emphatic way to end the half from the London Lightning. Up 49-41 over the Niagara River Lions. This has been your first half with the Knockstrom TV game time from London. We will see you at the start of the second half.
out-of-town scores for you.
All right, good evening, folks. Welcome back to our game between the London Lightning and the Niagara River Lions. Start of the second half here, we've got the Lightning with an 8-point advantage, 49-41. Some quick out-of-town scores for you before we get back to the game. The St. John's Edge have edged out the Moncton Magic by 4 points, 104-100. And the St. John Riptide and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans in a defensive slobber knocker, with the Riptide coming out 90-77. And the Hurricanes have a healthy lead over the Island Storm with just a couple minutes left in the fourth. All right, so we are back to the game here. We've got the Lightning with the inbound and a quick... Sorry, that is the River Lions with the ball now. So Boucard to inbound. Out to Jalen Tate. Jalen Tate inside to Pollard. Pollard finds Carl Hall. And the bucket rolls.
And that's a guy I think they need to get going. Carl Hall's got to get some of those points on the inside. Boyd's done a great job defending him. But I think it's about time that Niagara really look for those mismatches when they have them.
And a couple big keys from that first half. And with Ryan Anderson with a deep three.
Again, every punch has a counterpunch, and London's had the stronger counterpunch tonight.
Points in the paint, the Lightning outpacing the River Lions by 22 whole points, 32-8 in that first half. And on the other side, the River Lions, and another three from Julian Boyd.
He's back. He's back.
Just as I was about to mention, the River Lions shooting over 50% from the field, and yet from the three-point range, but they continued to try and move inside, and really probably where they lost a lot of their points. So Williamson inside to Boyd. Boyd with the layup off the glass, and a quick start here for the Lightning.
And there you get to see the inside-outside game that Julian Boyd can give your team. He's a very smart player, though. When he goes outside, it's not always going to be from out in the perimeter, but he has that shot to keep a defense honest, so you can't just play him with space when he's at the three-point line.
So Boucard here with the ball. He'll go inside to Hall, but just a little too much on that pass, and that'll be another turnover for the River Lions.
And that's kind of been the story for the River Lions. When they do have those opportunities inside, they haven't been able to capitalize. They've got to make sure they look for those mismatches when they have them.
And so we're already going to have a substitution here. Dwayne Smith's going to come on for Carl Hall.
Looks like a bit of a conversation between coach and player there.
So Doug Herring Jr. down the court here. Garrett Williamson making a move in on Connor Wood. Julian Boyd, and the nasty dunk does not go. Oh, he wanted to put an emphasis on the start of this half.
One of the better poster makers in NBL Canada during his time here.
So Tate with the ball here over to Connor Wood. Wood looking for the three ball, no good. He'll move into the interior, and he'll get a quick one off the glass.
Tough shot, but excellent play by Connor Wood. He's a guy, you're so used to him shooting the threes. He uses that as a little sneak attack, able to get to the rim for two.
Julian Boyd back to Anderson. Anderson sets his dribble. Over to Doug Herring Jr. in the corner. He moves inside, makes a spin move, shoots out to Mo Bolden. Mo Bolden with the three ball, no good, off the outside of the rim. And Boyd playing physical there, trying for the rebound, but still be the Niagara River Lions ball. So Tate with the inbounds. He'll switch with Boucard into the corner. Tate trying to take it into the interior himself. Can't find anything. Smith with a deep two.
You know, Smith, a guy with a lot of experience here in NBL Canada. He's played with the Moncton Miracles. He's played with the Island Storm, a guy who really understands this league and knows how to get his buckets at rare times. He knows he doesn't always need to be an option for the offense, but when he is available, he is able to make those shots.
So Herring Jr. tried to go on the interior back on the offensive zone for the Lightning, no good. And then Boucard tries to go end-to-end again, but Anderson playing tight defensively on him when the ball go out on the Lightning. So Tate with the inbounds, deep out to Pollard. Pollard trying to make a move on Bolden. He'll go into the interior, and no good. SWAT City there from Mo Bolden.
Couple rows deep there. Nice little block from Bolden. I guess little isn't the right word. That was a huge swat.
Enjoying the game tonight, enjoying some grub beforehand and a hotel room as well.
So Julian Boyd going to take a seat here. Kirk Williams Jr. on the floor now. So Pollard tries to go in. Another defensive effort there from Bolin and Kirk Williams Jr.
Oh, man.
Williamson with the feed off the glass. Great pass, great finish there from the Lightning.
I want to frame that pass by Doug Herring Jr. That was a picture-perfect play.
So the Lightning with a strong start here, 10-point advantage now over the Lions. And a great block from Williamson, but nobody there for the rebound for them, so Dwayne Smith will pick up an easy 2.
Again, London hasn't always had a big guy in the center of the court, but they're playing real tough physical interior defense.
So Anderson trying to make a move, loses it off his knee, out to Kirk Williams Jr., thinks about the shot, he'll go inside, loses it, and Connor Wood with the recovery. Oh, and then Tate loses the ball. Herring Jr. maybe not having his head on a swivel there. Probably could have recovered that. Boucard inside to Smith. And Mo Bolden with the interception. A little too easy there and maybe a little too pretty with the passes.
Yeah, that's another play where the adrenaline kind of kicks in and you try to make a play, but unfortunately unable to convert.
And really, Mo Bolden, I think that was more reactionary than anything because that ball was coming straight for the nose there of Bolden. So Anderson's going to pick on up the foul there, playing a little physical on Boucard.
Yeah, we mentioned that physical game so far, but no one really in foul trouble, so it's been a very clean physical game.
No, really, only 8 fouls for each team in the first half. A clean game. But yes, like you said, physical. Maybe the refs not letting anybody get away with things. It is really just a good, well-played game so far.
And I will say the referees catch a lot of flack in this league. This has been excellently reffed so far.
So Kirk Williams Jr. trying to make a move to the interior. Passed out to Mo Bolden. Bolden feeds Kirk Williams, and the layup no good. But we're going to pick up a foul here. Uh, 32, I believe. Dwayne Smith's going to pick up the foul there.
You know, just as I say, no one really in foul trouble. That's the third on Smith. They're going to have Sam Muldrow come into the game, I imagine, for Smith.
And no good on the first shot for Kirk Williams Jr. Really not a ton of attempts from the free throw line for either team so far in the game, obviously, because of the cleanliness of it. But the Lightning really shooting about 50% so far. And that's 1 of 2 for Kirk Williams Jr. And you were correct in your guess there, Chris. So Sam Muldrow on the court for Dwayne Smith. Tate down the floor here. River Lions trying to figure things out. Tate will hold the dribble. And Tate's going to make his way to the interior himself. That won't fall. And we've got a foul here on the layup.
That's a frustrating one, too. Kirk Williams Jr. very animated there. Just because you did everything right. You had good defense throughout, and then the whistle blows, and you kind of bail the River Lions out on that one.
So with about 7 minutes left here, we've got a 60-53 lead for the Lightning. Tate sinks first of 2 shots. And 2 for 2 for Jalen Tate. Herring Jr. picking up the pace here. Over to Mo Bolden. Mo Bolden with the 3 from the top of the arc, and that's a good 3 ball.
Again, River Lions going a bit of a run. Lightning counterpunch, 3-point shot.
So Jalen Tate trying to make a quick move to the interior. Sam Muldrow with the ball. And Ryan Anderson with a great pick off of the pass. He's going to go in himself. A little too much off the glass, but Williamson in there to defend. Muldrow with the block. And then Pollard down the other way. Kirk Williams Jr. there with him.
Oh, my God.
And Pollard picks up his own rebound in the finish and
Calm down, guys.
Frantic here right now. A turnover from the Lightning. Connor Wood in alone. Over to Pollard on the corner. Muldrow for 3. He'll step in for 2 instead. And a big swing there from the River Lions. And we're going to have a timeout here by the Lightning coach. And we'll step away for a couple seconds for a media timeout. This has been Knoxum TV. All right, folks, back here for the third quarter in London. The Lions coming off a frenetic scoring and turnover pace there of the Lightning. The Lightning lead down to just 4, 63-59. And with the inbounds here, Doug Herring Jr. will move up the floor.
Good timeout by the Lightning, too. It was a case we've seen Coach Rasso use that to slow momentum down when the Lightning went on a run. That time, River Lions on a run, Lightning playing a little scattered, bring the troops in, calm them down, settle things out.
And we've seen the Lightning for many years now be comfortable at that kind of pace, but really maybe just a little bit too much going on for them the other way to handle the pace of the game. So shot no good there from Herring Jr., so the River Lions will return the ball the other way. Tate moving over to Pollard. Back to Tate. Tate looking for someone. Pollard's going to try and move in tough. And Sam Muldrow playing in there on Yoanni Lambert. That's no good. Kirk Williams Jr. with the rebound. Herring Jr. moving quickly. Garrett Williamson moving to the inside. He'll feed Kyle Johnson. Steps up for a fadeaway 2. No good. Muldrow with the rebound.
Little out of control there. A little off balance.
So Tate will move down the floor for the River Lions. He'll make the way to the interior. Feeds Pollard for the finish off the glass. And Herring Jr. maybe slowing things down here a bit. Get the Lightning a shot they really need here. He'll go in himself off the glass. No good. So Picard with the ball here. He'll try and make his way to the interior. And a pickoff pass there. Nope, Muldrow holds it in. And what a save by Yoanni Lambert. Kept his feet off of that line.
I was going to say, the way Dallenberg slid, kept his feet off the ground, so he wasn't touching out of bounds. Just a hustle play and a very controlled one, too. Excellent play leading to 2 points.
And really a basket that the Lightning needed there, with the River Lions on a pace to take the tie, or at least the lead. And so we're going to get a foul here. And that is Kirk Williams Jr. with the hold. So Connor Woods to inbound here. Into Pollard. Pollard feeding Muldrow. Muldrow can't get the handle there. So
yeah, I think Williamson stuck a hand in there. The ref's going to come together and decide on the call here.
One ref had, it is going to be the Lightning ball. Great defensive play there by the Lightning not to give Muldrow the easy basket underneath.
And again, anytime the River Lions have gone inside, London really tough. Really, really physical, handling that contact, making a lot of plays down low, so defensively.
Herring Jr. moving across the half-court line. Making a move out to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson double clutch, but that's going to be a travel. So really, the Lightning kind of shooting themselves the foot here as the third quarter wears on.
It's a lot like the first quarter there, where there are a lot of opportunities Lightning weren't able to capitalize on because of errors. And you see another one there. Again, Lightning could be up by almost 10 if they can keep those mental miscues under control.
Garrett Williamson playing in tough on Boucard, and that ball will bounce around a couple times on the bucket and go in. Williamson making a move out to Kirk Williams Jr. Jr. going hard inside off the glass, and that'll roll in. Boucard with the ball over to Muldrow, back to Boucard. Boucard tries baseline, no good. Feeds Pollard up at the top. Pollard trying to make a move in, and that's a little too strong, but with his own rebound, and we will get a foul here.
Just making a point of it. I love that from Devontae Pollard right there. Just getting his own rebound, playing tough, playing physical, doing some of the dirty work, and now an opportunity to put 2 more points on the board for Niagara.
So we're going to see a couple substitutions here. Herring Jr. and Williamson off for the Lightning. In their place, Friesen Laddie and Ryan Anderson. And Carl Hall back on the floor here for the River Lions. So Pollard sinks first of 2. And Pollard 2 of 2. Really, the River Lions just hanging around. The Lightning have opened up double-digit leads a couple times, but the River Lions really staying within themselves and not letting the Lightning's offense get too much for them.
And again, you take away some of those mistakes, and London could have a bigger lead here, but now the River Lions within striking distance.
Lambert into Kyle Johnson with the reverse lay-in off the glass.
Beautiful play. Great finesse there from Johnson. Dripping with finesse.
So Tate quarterbacking things up high, for the River Lions. Over to Pollard. Pollard takes a rare 3, and that's no good. And they're going to say Boucard over the back got his hands on it.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul there for basically jumping on top of Kyle Johnson and trying to get that rebound.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's against the rules, I've heard.
I don't know.
Not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
So the Lightning with the turnover there.
Hey, we had a spilled drink over on the court here.
Oh, party foul.
Again, just tragic. A hard-working beer, unable to fulfill its duty.
Oh, this is going to be serious. They brought out the towel now.
This is a real spill here. Again, pro of courtside seating, you get into the game. The con, sometimes you get into the game in a way you don't want to.
And that, I have to say, that with the amount of time this is taking, that had to be a full beer.
Absolutely.
And
that's a fresh one.
Even more heartbreaking.
Shout out the 2 kids with the towels here. They're actually doing a great job considering that was quite the spill if they can't even use the mops for it.
All right, so back in action here. And Kyle Johnson inbound to Kirk Williams Jr. Yoanni DeLambert. Back to Kirk Williams Jr. Ryan Anderson. He'll move things around. Trying to move some friends into the interior with a pass over to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson with the 3 ball. No good. DeLambert with a big swat at the ball and a lot of hands on that ball there. Ronnie Johnson's going to come up with the rebound, though, and then Kirk Williams Jr. is going to give the bump for the foul. So Pollard inbound here to Johnson. 2 minutes left in the third quarter here. In a still very competitive game, the Lightning 69 and the Lions 65. And Boucard into Carl Hall. Carl Hall maybe just a little too much on that pass, couldn't handle the sauce, and that's out of bounds.
Lund's got to be a little bit careful here. 5 fouls in the quarter. You don't want to be giving the River Lions any free opportunities at the charity stripe, considering how close the game is right now.
So Friesen Laddie tripped up a little there by Boucard. No call from the referees. Ryan Anderson trips on his way in. DeLambert with the finish at the rim.
Beautiful ball movement. That's what a coach loves to see. Every time you pass the ball, you give the ball energy and build up enough energy, it's going to end in points.
So Boucard feeding Carl Hall down low. Carl Hall dragging DeLambert to the rim, and DeLambert picking up the foul there on Carl Hall.
Well, D'Alembert basically was just holding on at that point. Hall had beat him pretty clean there.
So Carl Hall will take 2 from the line here. And that is 16 fouls for the Lightning now. Next one will be in the bonus for the River Lions.
I know it's only 118 in the quarter, but this is only a 6-point game, and if you're giving them free opportunities down the stretch, it's never a good thing. Obviously, it would be a bigger problem if we were in the fourth quarter, but anytime you're potentially giving up 3 points, doesn't help, but you got to make your free throws.
Yeah, Carl Hall will miss his first one. And that comes off a little bit of a bounce his way. Yeah. So Carl Hall will make 1 of 2. And we've got a 5-point game with just over a minute left in the third quarter. Kirk Williams Jr. feeds Ryan Anderson. Anderson back to Kirk Williams Jr., trying to make a tough move on the inside. A ball off the glass, no good. DeLambert, oh my goodness. And I think we're going to get a goaltending call against the River Lions there. And DeLambert wanted that finish, but
we've got the foul at least. 2 shots, so that means they're not going to give him the goaltend.
No goaltend, just a tough foul there. Carl Hall doesn't like the call on the play. Oh, the fans and the Lightning players themselves were ready to jump right out of their seats.
Well, you saw the bench almost as if their chairs were spring-loaded, just pop right out of their seat there. It looked like we were going to have a big slam. That's 2 near posters that we've had just come short. So he didn't think he made that.
DeLambert, chased his own shot, but he did finish. That's Klee with the ball there. Friesen Laddie on him tight. Klee trying to move into the interior. That is DeLambert getting in the way of that pass. And 3 ball no good from Klee. And offensive rebounds here from the River Lions. Just second and third chances have really gone their way this half. Ryan Anderson over to Kirk Williams Jr. Ryan Anderson, Connor Wood on him tight. Kirk Williams Jr. in the interior. And he'll get a little sky hook over Smith there. So Ronnie Johnson with the shot clock off. They'll be looking for one last shot in their favor. Ronnie Johnson trying to move in. Kirk Williams Jr.
London
standing
was ready
on
for the
him.
speed. London was ready for that speed this time.
And Connor Wood with the 3 ball. That's no good off the glass. And that's the way the third quarter ends here in London, folks. I'm Brendan Jameson with Chris Croucher, and we'll see you on the other side of this timeout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the last frame in what has been a lovely game so far in London this evening. We've got a 75-68 lead for the Lightning. They will begin half with possession. Friesen Laddie with the ball.
Low-scoring game considering some of the barn burners we've seen between these two teams, too.
Well, London being one of the highest-scoring teams in the league by about 6 points clear of the next closest team.
Blocking foul there on Dwayne Smith. And, you know, it's funny, too, because if you're Niagara and I told you you've got London held to 75 points after 3 quarters, you'd be like, this is a great game. But unfortunately, they haven't been able to get their looks on the offensive end, and that's why they find themselves here. At the same time, if you keep that defensive mentality throughout this quarter and you start getting some of those opportunities inside that you haven't really been able to identify, you can turn this game right back around.
We've seen the River Lions make their runs. The coach really doing a great job at keeping them in it, calling some key timeouts. And not out of it by a long shot.
And it's veteran coaching because he's controlling the momentum of the game very well. And both coaches are doing it too. It's a little bit of a chess match between them to try and get those momentum, stop those runs, and keep things in your team's favor.
So Kirk Williams Jr. will sink both of his free throws to extend the Lightning lead. Ronnie Johnson feeding Klee. And
late out of bounds
Klee
call there.
stepping on that line. That's the 4th or 5th time today we've seen that line stepped out on.
Pardon me, actually. They're going to call foul on the floor there. That's my bad. I think he might have stepped out, and they just called the foul, though, instead.
So Adam Klee for the inbound here. And Ronnie Johnson, remember him coming into the game like a rocket, really blowing past the Lightning and making a ton of room for his offense. The Lightning have done a great job controlling him since. And the clock, that'll hit 0 on the shot clock, top of the score. I thought that hit the time clock there.
Yeah, either way, it would either be out of bounds for hitting the time clock or shot clock violation. So either way, London ball.
So Julian Boyd's inbound here. Klee playing on him tough. The River Lions, they have forced the Lightning to make a handful of mistakes tonight. You can't blame them for wanting to play in tough and physical and get that ball loose. Kyle Johnson hit on the face there by Roca. The refs don't really see it. Maybe just an accidental swat. The elbow.
That's Friesen Laddie. He's talking to the ref about it right now.
So the shot clock expires there on the Lightning. And it'll go the other way. That's no good off the outside of the rim. And a couple whistles here from the referees.
They just teed up Friesen Laddie there. I think they just teed up Friesen Laddie. Again, Friesen Laddie a little heated still after getting popped in the mouth on the other end there.
And really, in a close game like this, you've got to control the emotions, especially in this 4th quarter when every basket's going to matter here. And giving away free ones isn't what you want to be doing.
It's going to be Roca shooting the technical shot.
Ryan Anderson having some words with the referee, too, maybe trying to be the cooler head over there.
Yeah, I think he's just playing mediator.
And Roca, the ball no good.
Friesen Laddie probably yelling, "Ball don't lie."
Yeah. So the shot no good, but the River Lions will retain possession.
As much as you like to make that shot, getting that free possession, obviously a big help for the River Lions.
So Adam Klee to inbound here. Over to Ronnie Johnson. Anderson pokes it out of his grasp. Ronnie Johnson has to go back and retrieve it. He's going to use his speed, try and get around the corner. Adam Klee tries to make some space. That's Dwayne Smith from the 3. No good off the glass. Klee with the deep rebound there. Ronnie Johnson trying to stay inbounds. He'll lose the ball to Friesen Laddie. Friesen Laddie's going to go in himself, and that won't go, but he will take 2.
And again, Friesen Laddie looking for that contact there, trying to draw that foul. Excellent play by the Canadian.
So we'll get a couple substitutions here for the River Lions. Really almost a complete overhaul there. The Lightning will stand pat for now.
You know, Friesen Laddie, a big part of this Lightning team. His ability on defense to just pester opposing players is really unmatched. I don't believe they track this stat in NBL Canada, but if there was a stat for most charges drawn, it would probably go to Friesen Laddie leading the league. And interestingly enough, the only reigning two-time champion in NBL Canada won 2 years ago with the Halifax Hurricanes, and again last year with the London Lightning.
So Laddie will go 1 for 2 on the free throws there. A 10-point lead for the Lightning with 10 minutes left. Dwayne Smith trying to throw up the ball for Pollard.
It's another opportunity. They had a mismatch inside that they cannot convert on.
And Kyle Johnson inbounds here to Ryan Anderson. Anderson pushes the floor. Anderson, the ball over the head there of Connor Woods. A little bit of luck there for the Lightning. And Julian Boyd's going to go to the interior himself, and Dwayne Smith's going to foul him.
It's another foul for the River Lions there. 4 already with only about 2 minutes gone in the quarter.
Just a quick update on out-of-town scores. The Halifax Hurricanes have held on against the Island Storm 117-94. And Boyd a little short on the first of 2 there. And 1 for 2 for Boyd. But Dwayne Smith looking for a body to throw to. Pollard with the inbound. Pollard looking for a pass. Boyd's going to get in tough on him and not make it easy. Finds Boucard. Boucard's going to go in and challenge Anderson. And Anderson with the swat of the ball away. That'll go out of bounds on the Lightning, though.
Again, very tough on the inside. The London Lightning with active hands, forcing a lot of strips down low. So we get a hand here for Vito Frigia. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Vito.
And Dwayne Smith with a deep layup off the glass. That's no good. Boyd with the rebound. Anderson down the court. He'll make a nifty move towards the rim, and that's in off the glass. A great move behind the back, fooling the River Lions defenders, and the River Lions taking a smart timeout right now. And really, the Lightning on a big run here. They've opened up the lead to 13 points. And once again, just like he has throughout the game, taking a timeout and slowing things down for his team.
Yeah, you don't want to let either of these teams get momentum because they're both able to score at such a rapid pace when they get going. So now London finally opened out a lead that's above the 10-point mark, finally getting over that little hurdle, trying to stretch that rubber band. Niagara trying to not let it break. So I like that timeout. You slow the momentum down, get your troops settled down, say, hey, 9 minutes left, plenty of time, down 10. That's nothing in 9 minutes. Get everything settled down, work out some plays that you can come out of the timeout with and get a couple of easy buckets and see if you can start to turn this thing around now.
And just like maybe taking a River Lions approach to the game, the London Lightning with 6 players in double-digit scoring in the game so far.
But no one over 12. That's one of the most impressive things about that stat line. Doug Herring Jr., 11 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, really stuffing the stat sheet. And then Ryan Anderson, 10.7 assists. That speaks to the way that London's been able to move the ball around, getting everyone involved in offense. And anytime you have that kind of ball movement, you get that energy, and it really helps your team maintain consistency throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, nobody being too greedy tonight for the Lightning. The River Lions themselves still giving up a ton of points in the game to the Lightning, not a ton for themselves either.
River Lions also haven't made a three-pointer since at all in the second half here.
And really, that's down the stretch could end up costing them this game, especially with how hot they were in the first half.
Well, they were 8 of 15 at the half, 53% shooting. Now, they're at 8 of 20. So they've only taken 5, which isn't a huge number, but unable to make any of those. They're going to need to start making a couple threes to close this gap.
So Connor Wood inbounding here to Boucard. Jalen Tate. Back to Boucard. Boucard looking for Muldrow. He'll get him. Boyd playing him tough, though. Not going to give him that baseline easy. He'll feed out to Pollard at the top of the key. That's no good. Boyd with the rebound. Really just not much there for the River Lions on that possession. Passes were contested and not a lot of shots. Garrett Williamson's going to feed Boyd down low. He'll spin off of Muldrow, and he'll go off the glass, but he will pick up the foul.
I don't think he was ready for how much space Muldrow gave him. He kind of turned around and was like, oh, I could have just dunked that, but either way, he's going to go to the line for 2 here.
Muldrow doesn't like the call. He'll have a word with the referee real quick, but Boyd's going to take these 2 no matter what.
And again, I feel like this has been a really strongly refereed game, to be honest with you. Shout out to this ref crew. They've done a good job tonight.
And 1 for 1 for Julian Boyd. And just a little bit too tough on that rim there, so another 1 for 2 for the Lightning. Jalen Tate down the court. Tate inside of Devonta Pollard. Pollard with a tough in over Garrett Williamson there.
And that's a time where they finally were able to recognize a mismatch. Pollard on Garrett Williamson. They've had that opportunity before, but haven't really taken advantage until now.
So Herring Jr. looking for the pass there. Julian Boyd doesn't have his head on a swivel. Good thing that he didn't finish that. And Boyd goes in, and Sam Muldrow is going to pick up another foul here. Boyd's going to go back to that free throw line again.
That's going to be 3 on Muldrow now.
And with all of 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, the Lightning are 1 away from the bonus, Chris.
So, I mean, that's going to be free shots at a time where Niagara can't really afford to give free points away. I mean, you've got 8 minutes of we can't foul someone, so that's going to be a problem.
So Boyd gets the friendly bounce there on his first free throw, and the bucket falls.
Mind you, the way they've been playing, there haven't been a ton of fouls in this game, so maybe Niagara will be okay. But it also forces with London, the way they've been able to score inside, you can't really be taking those hacks anymore because you're going to be giving them the free points.
So Boyd will go 2 for 2. 14-point London lead, 8 minutes left in the quarter. Jalen Tate over to Sam Muldrow. Muldrow's going to take that 3. Ooh. And desperately needed basket there for the River Lions.
Desperately needed 3-pointer too, just to keep the spacing there, keep the defense honest.
So Herring Jr. over to Julian Boyd. He'll whip back to Ryan Anderson. Anderson feeds Boyd on the interior.
Oh.
And what a dunk there from Julian Boyd. He has been sitting on that all game, and he got the finish he needed.
There's your highlight for the NBL Canada recap right there.
So Jalen Tate goes into Pollard, and then Boyd comes up with a big slot. Oh my goodness, Boyd is on fire this quarter, folks.
And this is what he did against Windsor. He came alive in the fourth quarter and really made a lot of difference-making plays in that game. It wasn't enough for London to come back, but now with the lead that they have, if he's playing like that, look out Niagara.
So Muldrow tries to go off the glass, but the Lightning there contesting that very tough. Herring Jr. will collect it. Herring Jr. being patient here. Feeds over to Mo Bolden. Mo Bolden with the 3 ball. A little bit too strong there. Boyd goes for the rebound. No good. Tate's going to collect it instead. Tate moving into the interior. Tough, easy one off the glass there.
I like that bucket. Just 2 points. You don't have to go for big plays yet. You can take your time.
And Doug Herring Jr., he'll take a shot from just to the right of the key, and that's a bucket for him.
But you can't give that open of a shot on defense up right there.
So Boucard here with the ball. He'll move over to the top of the arc there. Over to Klee, I believe. Pollard back out to Boucard. Boucard tries to make a move on the interior.
Foul on the floor there by Bolden.
And so Julian Boyd's going to come off here after a great first half in the fourth quarter. And Kirk Williams Jr. is going to give him a spell.
Still, no one over 15 points for the London Lightning. 6 guys, double figures.
But Julian Boyd with that tear there is now the leader with those 15 points.
Ooh.
And Mo Bolden goes up tough, but he's going to foul Carl Hall. Carl Hall's going to take a couple free throws.
That's going to be a quick 2 fouls for Mo Bolden. That's going to put him at 3 in the game.
And the Lightning now with 4 fouls in the quarter.
Should add the discipline of the River Lions. We talked about them not being able to take those hacks at the ball. They aren't really able to play that physical without committing a foul there. They've actually been very disciplined, haven't taken a foul since we said that, and now they might find themselves in the position where they too could go to the charity stripe when London gets over the limit.
So Carl Hall will go 2 for 2 there. Doug Herring Jr. moving the offense down the floor here. Garrett Williamson moving in on Connor Wood. And he's going to take 2 shots.
You know, another one of those stats that I don't think they really track, but I think I know who would be leading the category. Fouls drawn almost has to be Garrett Williamson with the way he gets to the line.
And we've seen a big bump in Garrett Williamson's free throw percentage year over year this year.
Well, I remember back in 2013-14, he was a 70% free throw shooter. And the way he's been shooting this year, he's bumped that percentage up 10% since that season. So, I mean, a guy who's having an absolutely phenomenal year, clearly feeling it this year. Unable to get that one to go.
Just as we mentioned, me and Chris, we do that a lot, actually. And Tate's going to move quickly up the floor here. Feeds it back to Pollard. Pollard over to Connor Wood. Wood out to Tate. Mo Bolden, Carl Hall with the spin around him.
Oh, my God. Did you see the way the Lightning defense collapsed there as soon as Hall got the ball?
They were not going to give Carl Hall that opportunity to throw down, but they're going to pick up the foul here anyways.
You know, if Carl Hall had maybe a half second to make a pass there, London would have been in a lot of trouble because I think all 4 help defenders came in on Hall there.
So they're going to give that to Mo Bolden by the looks of it, I believe.
That's 4th. And again, now London 1 foul away from being over the limit.
And Carl Hall, first basket doesn't go.
I should say London 1 more foul to give before they're over the limit.
And 1 for 2 for Hall.
Ooh, almost had Williamson on the deep pass there.
Herring Jr. pushes across half court. Over to Williamson. A little bit of a mismatch there. Tate on Williamson. Over to Mo Bolden for 3. And that is a good. Mo Bolden on fire in this 4th quarter. That's his second made 3.
Again, every punch has a harder counter punch by the London Lightning right now.
So Pollard. And Bolden's going to pick up his 5th foul. So might not be seeing much of Bolden for any longer.
It's unfortunate. He's been playing very well right now.
The Vassal's going to get in the refs here. He doesn't like the call there on Bolden.
Costly one for London, too. They don't have a ton of bigs right now.
And
Herring
Jr. with the foul. And really getting a little sloppy here in this 4th quarter. Maybe some fatigue showing for the Lightning.
And because of those 2 quick fouls, now London and Niagara both over the limit, so every foul's a shot now.
So we've got a 14-point game here with just over 5 minutes left. 92-78, the Lightning over the River Lions. Jalen Tate's going to go to the line.
It's amazing how many more whistles we've had in this 4th quarter. I mean, didn't really have anyone really flirting with the limit until the last couple seconds of each quarter, and then you've got both teams over with 5 minutes left now.
We had 16 total team fouls in the first half alone, and we're at 14, 7 minutes into the 4th. Tate will miss his bucket, though. And Tate goes 1 for 2. Kirk Williams Jr. moving things quickly here. Garrett Williamson's going to move to the interior. Out to Ryan Anderson. Anderson's going to take that 3 ball. No good. A little bit too much. Connor Wood there with the rebound. Mo Bolden trying for the steal. No good. Little late. Jalen Tate back to Connor Wood. Wood takes a little bit of an awkward 3. No good. Kirk Williams Jr. with the rebound.
If he wanted to take that one right there. He couldn't decide.
Doug Herring Jr. strong into the interior. And Connor Wood's going to pick up the foul there.
Yeah, that time Connor Wood just taking the foul to prevent an easy bucket there because Herring Jr. had him beat. It's going to be number 3 on Connor Wood. looking at your foul situation, you got 5 for Mo Bolden, 3 for Kirk Williams Jr., 3 for Ryan Anderson, 3 for Yohani Dallenberg. Looking at the Niagara River Lions, 4 on Dwayne Smith, 3 on Muldrow, 3 on Hall. Speaking of Dwayne Smith, he's about to check into the game for Pollard.
So Doug Herring Jr. with his first of 2 here. Two for Doug Herring Jr.
Oh, almost a costly error.
A big steal there from Herring Jr.
Well, Boucard almost went out of bounds, or took the ball out just stepping out.
And Ryan Anderson out playing in tough. Now that's Kirk Williams Jr. Connor Wood can't handle the pass there. And the River Lions, it's just been a sloppy fourth quarter all around for both teams, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, an unfortunate one there for Connor Wood. And again, another missed opportunity for the River Lions.
So we're going to take one more immediate timeout, and we will see you back here in a minute. All right, folks, back from the timeout for the last 4.5 minutes of the game between the London Lightning and the Niagara River Lions. The Lightning hold a 15-point edge currently over the River Lions. And, Chris, let's see if Rasso has drawn up a game plan to get them back into this game with only 4 minutes left.
Again, every time the River Lions have had a punch, London's had an answer, but they just got to do this in chunks now. 4 minutes left is enough time. They can get this back. It's going to be tough, but they can do it.
So Anderson with a dangerous feed to Garrett Williamson, and he'll go in under the bucket for 2 points.
You know, he might be having the loudest 15-point game I've ever heard. You know, we talk about guys who have a quiet game. Garrett Williamson's doing everything on the court right now. It feels like he's got 30 the way he's playing.
Some really flashy moves from Williamson to the bucket and on the assist as well. And Connor Wood trying to make a move to the interior. Ryan Anderson's going to give up a foul to him.
It's going to be 4 on Ryan Anderson.
And really after a quick first 3 quarters, this fourth quarter has really slowed down. Lots of fouls, lots of whistles, spending lots of time at the line for both teams. So Connor Wood to take 2 here, and that's no good. So Ryan Anderson dribbling up the court. In there to Doug Herring Jr. down low against Johnson. And he tries to feed, I believe that was Garrett Williamson, but that's no good. Boucard with a 3 ball, and that's no good. Carl Hall with the rebound, though. And Doug Herring Jr. feeling a little mismatched, just takes the foul there. And some substitutions here. Connor Wood going to go off here. Joe Roca back on the floor.
I think we're also going to have Klee come in as soon as Hall takes his shots here. Just going back to Garrett Williamson's game, 15 points, 7 assists. Doug Herring Jr., 15 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Ryan Anderson flirting with a double-double, 10 points, 9 assists. Just a lot of ball movement going on with the Lightning.
And to mention, Mo Bolden still on the floor. That lack of big man depth for the Lightning this game really showing. 5 fouls, keeping him out there. But really just 3 minutes left might not hurt them that much. Doug Herring Jr. down the court here.
I should add to your Bolden point there, Dallenberg's had himself a nice little game, so I don't think they're as worried if Bolden ends up fouling out. Might as well keep him in there as long as you can.
So Williamson feeds Bolden. Bolden tough into the interior. He loses control of the ball. Adam Klee up with the ball. He's going to feed Dwayne Smith on the inside off the glass for 2 quick points. Ryan Anderson, he'll tuck that ball away, maybe slow things down a little bit on offense now that we're down under 3 minutes. Kirk Williams Jr. backing Adam Klee up. Fakes one direction, goes the other, but a little soft off the rim there, no good. Boucard has to go up high for that, feeds Klee. Roca under the net. Klee with the finish off the glass. And the River Lions have made a couple quick moves here. The lead down just 11 for the Lightning, and Keith Fassel will take a quick timeout.
Yeah, it's another game of momentum here where the London Lightning see a little bit of a run coming, see a little bit of effectiveness from the River Lions offense. Take a break, have everyone sit, take a breather. They've had their starters out there for quite some time now, so this gives them a chance to let them rest up and get ready for the final stretch of the game.
And really, down under 3 minutes, the River Lions getting some big shots here. Only a handful of threes in this second half after shooting over 50% in the first half. And they're really going to need to find their shot here if they're really going to need a chance. Otherwise, if not, they're going to need to make some tough moves on the inside and maybe hope for some fouls from London.
And Sam Muldrow's a good three-point shooter, but I do think there's a little bit of concern when he's your best three-point shooter in a game. He's a very good one, but you almost want his three-point shot to be a complement to what everyone else is doing as opposed to the main event. Muldrow's 3 of 3 tonight from three-point land. He's making those shots, but a lot of other guys, A, not really pulling the trigger on those shots, and B, not really making them either.
So back from the timeout here. We've got 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. See if the Lightning make any big substitutions here. And no, looks like they'll come out with the same lineup. So Mo Bolden to inbounds here. And the River Lions playing some tough defense. They are not going to give the Lightning an inch here.
And I like that strategy too. Create some pressure, see if you can force some turnovers and get this turned around quickly.
So Mo Bolden with the ball. Bolden there to Doug Herring Jr. Over to Ryan Anderson. Anderson's going to move tough to the interior. Williamson tries to go. He'll take the foul. Not a big fan of the pass there from Ryan Anderson. I think he had the lane and could have finished it on his own there.
At the same time, you don't really want to discourage kind of play like that. They've been so good at distributing the ball around. I mean, Anderson, maybe looking for that double-double. One more assist, he's got it.
Somebody over there with a stat sheet giving him a little bit of a whisper. Like, hey.
But again, we talk about just the efficiency of Garrett Williamson. 6 of 8 shooting tonight, 16 points after that free throw. Just effective all game long and really having a heck of a year.
So Garrett Williamson, he
got to make the free throws though. Yeah. That's really the only down mark that we could give him here.
So Boucard going in tough on Williamson. Williamson gets the hands up, but Boucard will let that fall over him. 10-point lead here for the Lightning. 2 minutes left. Anderson wide open. He tries to feed Bolden.
Too fancy.
A little bit too fancy, almost like a little bit of a granny pass there. And so Johnson's going to take the deep three. Oh no! And he finds that sideline, and the coach doesn't like it. He thought the foot was up, but no good there.
And again, that out of bounds line catching another heel, just reaching out and grabbing.
So Doug Herring Jr. here with the ball on the turnover for the River Lions, and a really costly one here in this situation. You're still down double-digit points. You need every basket you can get, and he was wide open on that shot. Williamson with a tough one off the glass, too.
I feel like almost every bucket from Williamson this game has been one of two ways. Either a reverse layup cutting to the rim, or he's right under the basket and gets the pass.
And he's got my early vote for MVP of the game there.
Absolutely. should add Ryan Anderson got that 10th assist. Double-double for him.
And Doug Herring Jr., he's going to go coast to coast. And the River Lions just giving it away here. Ronnie Johnson maybe hoping for a big three from the top of the arc here. That's going to fall, so that'll quiet things a little bit here.
They need someone to be their microwave, heat up real quick, and I think Ronnie Johnson, a guy maybe they've got in the game looking to him to maybe bring that heat.
So Ryan Anderson's going to slow things down. The River Lions, no concerns about fouling yet, still lots of time. And still stuck 11. Kirk Williams Jr. to the interior off the glass, and that's going to go. And the River Lions have to move quick here if they want a chance. Ryan Johnson, he's going to move inside to Carl Hall. And great presence of mind there by Kirk Williams Jr. to get that hand up and swat that pass away. And it looks like we're just going to kill some clock here. And a travel by Kirk Williams Jr.
Too much toe tapping there.
So 103 to 90, the Lightning lead the River Lions here. 36 seconds left on the clock. And it maybe looks like the River Lions might be content to just walk this one out. Ronnie Johnson's going to take it himself. Williamson with the swat, but he's going to pick up the foul here. Down under 30 seconds. And really, we just can't say enough about the Lightning's team play today. Not one person, well, there was some for sure standout plays, but really just a big team effort. Those 6 guys in double digits will still stand by the looks of it here.
Could be 7 if Mo Bolden picks up a bucket, too.
And really, when you're missing a presence like Royce White, it's great to see the team come together like that and not lean too heavily on just one player.
Well, just having such a great passing game all game long. You got 3 guys with more than 8 assists, which is just ridiculous.
And so with just about a 2-second difference here, shot clock, game clock, Herring Jr. is going to dribble this out. And fans on their feet here. What a great Saturday night here in London. Big victory for the Lightning on the Fanshawe Alumni Night. And shot clock violation here for the Lightning, but we're just going to do this to, I don't know.
Just extend the broadcast
a
bit.
Just a little bit. Just to keep you guys hanging on a little bit longer. And
there
just a great finish for the Lightning there. A 103-92 victory over the Niagara River Lions here at home on a snowy Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brendan Jameson. With me on color was Chris Coucher. Thank you for joining us on this Knox from TV broadcast.